yo, this your boy Larry, and it's Rivalry Week, Carolina Gamecocks versus Clemson Tigers. With Carolina, I got Currie, and with Clemson, I got Airese Currie. How y'all fellas doing?
Doing great, bro.
Hey, I appreciate y'all for coming to chill and vibe, man. It's Rivalry Week, man. Carolina versus Clemson. Currie, how you feeling, man? What about you, Airese? How you feeling about Clemson?
Man, I think we're playing really well. I think I would like to see our quarterback step up more in the bigger games. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't really stepped up in the big game. Capability wise, offensively, there's no doubt what we can do on that side of the ball, in my opinion. Defensively, I don't think we're playing as strong as we could be playing. Need to get in the groove. We've been getting up wrong. We didn't tackle very well, though. Man, I think it's gonna be a good game, man. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think Carolina's defense is very good. I don't think they're very good on offense. So I think that's what gives me hope that like, hey, I think we can come out with a dub. They're young, inexperienced type deal. And we can score as long as we not making mistakes and shooting ourselves in the foot, you know. So I just don't know what our defense is gonna do, and thinking how Carolina's offense is, I give us hope on that because I don't think they're very strong in some of the offenses that we've seen so far this season. I think we'll come out on top, man, but I think it's going to be a really close game. I think we got home field advantage, so we'll play in that, but that could bite us in the ass too. That's what happened with us in Louisville. We shouldn't have lost that football game. You know what I'm saying? So that eliminated us controlling our own destiny. So I don't know. It's just a matter of which Cade club niggas gonna show up, in my opinion, because it's gonna be a big football game. We're both gonna be ranked. You know what I mean? Like college football playoffs on the line type deal as far as how the outcome of the game. But with both of us being ranked, that can't do nothing but benefit either one's. You know what I'm saying? Case if we're both ranked during that game. You know, rivalry game. So I'm going with Tiger. You know, I'm Tiger Nation all day, but it's gonna be a tough damn game, bro. I think it's gonna be a really tough game. It's gonna be really close, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close one, man. Currie, it was one moment that you remember, while playing for South Carolina Gamecocks. Just period.
Yeah, yeah. It's too many to name, bro. It's too many to name.
but I gave up the sack to what's my man name? God, what's my boy name? He played for Carolina for a little bit. Yeah, he went MMA. What's his name? I know y'all boys remember. He was a DN. I want to
Um,
say, God, I want to say
what
Greg.
year what year did he come out?
He came out. He came. This was 2010, 2000, something like that, 2010 ish. But anyway, I gave up a sack. He was like I think he was maybe a first, second rounder, and I gave up the sack. But our defense was so crazy. We put him back on the field, and they end up Eric Norwood ended up getting like a sack fumble, and we sealed the game. But I remember that game because I mean it was a dog fight the whole night, and we end up pulling away. But that was a man. I played my ass off. That was a good ass game, man. That was one that, like I said, that atmosphere was crazy. And the night games at Carolina, I know any night game I feel like is crazy, but that was special. That was a special game.
That's what's up.
What about you, Airese? One moment that you remember, man. One game playing for Clemson.
I mean, if I would have to choose one, that's like I was saying just now. It's so many that you could choose based over those 4 or 5 years that you played collegiate football. You didn't even take, like, say, off field or not game time situations, moments into consideration. But for me, like being my own biggest critic, it would have to be my sophomore year. We were playing UGA. We had just restarted the rivalry, playing UGA at Athens, in Athens, between the hedges. And shoot, man, and I had a particular play call. It was a post route for me. I was playing the flanker, playing Z to the field. DB, he was playing, 18 yards off. Ball hike. Willie Simmons was our quarterback. Ball hike, I'm on his ass. Darn, eating up the cushion, whatever. Ran right by him on the post. I'm sitting there looking at the ball as though Willie throws it perfect. Man, I'm running so fast, my eyes can't hardly even just look like the ball just doing like one of these motions. And I dropped that hole. I said, damn. You know what I mean? Coach pulled me out. I remember my dog Rod Gardner, he looking at me as I walk out the side. I don't know if y'all remember Rod Gardner, he got drafted, you know what I'm saying, number 4 overall to the Redskins coming out of Clemson when he looking at me all crazy. Hey, I'm pissed off at myself too. But I took that personally, man, because like I think if I'm not mistaken, we lost that game by if I would have made that play alone, like that could have put us in the driver's seat to win that football game. I mean, of course, there was other things that we could have did offensively and defensively to put us in a better position to win that football game. I took that shit on the chin. I was like that touchdown drop along because it was gonna be a touchdown. I ran right by that cat, ran right by him, boom, dropped that bitch. You know what I mean? And the press clipping was in the paper. I cut it out and hung it up on my wall in my apartment. I'd never have a drop like that again. And I ain't
Yeah,
never had no another drop like that again, man. I took that it was one of those things as far as me just like, hey, get back on your shit type deal. You know what I'm saying? I fell off for a second because I took it personally. And that would be my biggest memory for me.
yeah, that's dope.
But yeah. So, Q Rich, what's one thing, you remember that Steve Spurrier told you, saying, told y'all guys in the locker room, to get y'all motivated?
Coach Spurrier used to talk shit, so it was just it was just always. I think our biggest motivation with especially with Coach Spurrier is we didn't want to come in that Monday because he used to watch. We used to watch film with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that first time you see the film, you watching it with everybody, offense and defense. So it was just Coach Spurrier going through all the plays, every one of them. We watching every snap, you know what I mean? And Coach calling out everybody who did something crazy or stupid or not good, he calling you out. So we just didn't want to be a part of that Monday on his hit list. You know what I mean? So that was the motivation. Coach wasn't really a motivational speaker. You know what I mean? He was he was a football guy. So it was the more of we prepared ourselves through the week. So it wasn't much he had to say on Saturday. And to be honest, I think he kind of knew how practice went. You know, that's what he used to say. Y'all practice like shit. Y'all gonna play like shit. So come we get our ass whooped come Saturday. He was like, well, we had a shitty week of practice, so I already. He was just a guy like that. He already knew. He was like, I already knew going into the game we was gonna play shitty because we practiced shitty. So it was nothing. Like I said, it was nothing he used to really say to get us motivated. It was just, I guess, how he coached the game that kept us motivated because we always wanted to, I guess, prove him not wrong. I guess wrong, you know what I mean. But at the same time, we wanted to not be on his bad side, or we wanted to play good, just not so he could talk shit because he was a shit talker. It was crazy.
What about you, Airese? A moment you remember, your coach talking.
Man, for us, I think at least me personally would have been when Coach Sweeney first got to Clemson, and I had a hell of a receiver coaching Coach Stockstill before he had got there.
He was Coach Stockstill was there, yeah. Coach,
Yeah.
he recruited me. He recruited me. To be honest, that's why I went to Carolina, even though he left before I got there. Coach Stockstill, that was a good dude.
Hey, he'll pull up on you and go fishing with you, ain't it, dog?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Hey, little cuz, let's go catch some fish. Hey, so my first 2 years at Clemson, Coach Stockstill was the wide receivers coach, but then Coach Sweeney came there, man, and he like, this you talking about like spring of 2002, he brought like that Alabama mentality. Then, a lot of people don't realize like how long Coach Sweeney's been at Clemson. Type of, they think they just kind of want to, he just kind of got an interim coach. No, he's been there.
yeah,
He came in. I don't know if y'all remember, homeboy of mine's very good receiver for Clemson, Derek Hamilton. Man, he put D Ham on scout team one day because D Ham was bullshitting around in practice. Yeah, and he can tell you the story. Anybody can tell you the story. Man, we looking at him like, man, do you know who that is?
yeah,
Everybody look at it. But for me, like it was like, man, bring your ass to practice each and every day and work because the best man is going to play. I don't care what you did the day before, the month before, the season before type deal. I'm going to play the best man. And I didn't do nothing but damn just elevate the level of play for our whole receiver room, man. Like his thing was, and I keep this same philosophy myself with coaching high school football now is the ones should look like the threes. You know what I
right,
mean? It shouldn't be no drop off. That was the standard. Whether that standard was met or not, that was the standard, and that was known from the very jump. So man, everybody we competed our asses off and shit. The best man played, and you knew like hell. If I go down, do the injury type deal, the next man gonna come in, and this shit gonna keep on selling.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
that was motivation because you like, nah, ain't no favoritism type deal. Hey, shoot, I outwork this man, I get a fair nod at it type deal. Like, let's go. Best man gonna be on the field. Whether we come out two receiver, three receiver wide, whatever it may be, I earned this spot right here. And it was
And
from
that's
week
how
to
it should
week.
be.
You know what I'm saying? It was from week to week. So shit, you got to be
Man.
on your shit week to week, week to week.
he,
So you couldn't slack off like, oh
Man,
man, I'm
no,
gonna
you
slack
can
off this
like
week.
the boys on your behind. I was like, hey, I want to play. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Of
wait,
course, you're gonna
wait.
get some play time because of I might need a blow or something like that. But nah, hey, shoot, you mess up if you want to. Your job is my job, and I appreciated that, man, because that ain't do nothing but make all of us better. It's better, you know what I'm saying, as far as our individual position.
All right.
Hey, Rich, man. Carolina took a loss. You know what I'm saying, this year. I'm gonna just talk about one of them when they lost against Alabama. How you feel about that game?
That was a game. If I, like I said, I wasn't. We played well, so I wasn't really. We lost, but like I said, the team's so young, man, that I don't really. I'm looking at how they lose, kind of. They lost the Alabama game, and then if I ain't mistaken, it was the next week was we bounced back against I want to say Oklahoma, right?
Yeah,
And
Hmm.
so how we
yeah,
whooped them on, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we lost to Alabama, and that was the stretch of Alabama, Oklahoma. Then we turn around and play Texas A&M. You know what I mean? And then so we just coming off the loss against Ole Miss. You know what I mean? We got blowed out.
yeah,
Yeah.
So how we come back at Alabama? You know what I mean? We was at Alabama and we put up that game where I mean, we should have won that game. It was a costly. I think my boy Sellers fumbled the rock in a costly turnover. But you know what I mean? Like I said, it was a close game in Alabama, and then we responded after that to go to Oklahoma and tear them boys up, and then at the crib for Texas A&M to win that game. I mean, like I said, if that loss meant the success that we having now, the boys learned something, or they found something. If that was the outcome, I'm happy. I'm happy because we ain't lost. We ain't lost since Alabama. So if they found something, something happened, and I'm happy. I take what's going. Like I said, they young, and so for them to bounce back like that, it's promising. It's promising.
Oh yeah.
Y'all gonna
So
be y'all
Reed,
gonna be all right, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, y'all gonna be
Reese,
all right for real.
what about that loss y'all took against Georgia?
Oh
Because
man,
that was the first game.
That was the
yeah,
first. Yeah, that was the first game of the
first
season.
game in the season. Like I'm on another podcast that I do with a buddy of mine, Days, the Orange Shades podcast, and I said on that podcast I felt like we was gonna win the game, but deep down my intuition was like I didn't think like we was ready. You know what I'm saying, for Georgia at that particular time in the season. Based off of what I knew about Cade the year before, the season before. I didn't think, and I knew what Georgia had, what they obtained through the portal and everything else. At the end of the day, you got a true freshman you trying to develop. You got a damn junior that's been through a program, regardless. It's a Power Five program, regardless if it was Georgia at that particular time. That's a grown man. You know what I'm saying? You talk about an 18-year-old boy coming out of high school and a darn 21, 22-year-old man type deal. That's 6'6", 315 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Running a
Right.
goddamn 4.740 type deal. You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't think we were ready. But same type deal as with South Carolina. We went on a significant win streak after that. Our next loss came the Louisville game, which is
Right.
the latter part of the season. But that goes back to what I was saying about uh, showing up in the big games at the quarterback position. That Louisville game was a big game. You know what I mean? Georgia game was a big game. And I'm glad he pulled it together yesterday versus Pitt because it was looking like we was going to lose for a second. He had that scramble. If it wasn't for that scramble he had towards the end of the game, we lose that football game. You know what I mean? I don't think we played well defensively, but I think we showed some stuff, some resilience, and being able to bounce back after that Georgia game. And it's just a matter of just being consistent and showing that same resilience during the tough games as well too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But fellas, y'all know it's rivalry week. I appreciate y'all for coming chilling and vibe. But before we go, let everybody know what we doing.
Chilling and
Chilling
vibe.
and vibing, baby.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
man.
Much love, bro.
Dope,
Oh yeah.
man. This is dope.
Yes, sir.